Right now, a silent siege is taking place inside your body. And the enemy is not the fat you can see, not the soft layer you pinch in the mirror and promise to diet away before summer. The real threat is invisible, hidden deep inside your abdomen, wrapped tightly around your liver, your pancreas, your intestines. This enemy has a name: visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is passive. It sits there and waits. But visceral fat does not wait, it acts. It behaves like a rogue organ, releasing inflammatory cytokines directly into your bloodstream, disrupting insulin signaling, straining your heart. But the most disturbing truth is not what visceral fat does, it's why your body created it in the first place. Visceral fat is not punishment for laziness. It is not simply the result of overeating or skipping workouts. It exists because your body believes you are under threat. To remove it, you must first understand the architect behind it, the master signal, the hormone that decides whether your body burns fat or locks it away. That hormone is cortisol. Today, cortisol is painted as the villain, the stress hormone, something to suppress, avoid, eliminate. But evolution tells a very different story. For nearly 200,000 years, cortisol was humanity's greatest ally. On the savannah, stress meant danger, a predator, a rival tribe, starvation. When danger appeared, the brain activated the HPA axis, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the adrenal glands. This system did not negotiate, it overrode everything. Digestion shut down, muscle growth stopped, reproduction was suspended. Instead, cortisol flooded the bloodstream with glucose, instant fuel for survival. Evolution learned that fat on the limbs was inefficient. Heavy legs slow you down when you're running for your life, so the body adapted. It concentrated cortisol receptors deep inside the abdomen, near the liver and vital organs. When cortisol rises, these receptors pull fat from the bloodstream and lock it around your organs. This was not a flaw, it was genius. Visceral fat was a survival backpack, an emergency fuel tank. But your biology has not updated while your environment has. Today, there are no lions, only deadlines, traffic, screens at midnight, financial pressure, social anxiety. The threats are psychological, but your body doesn't know that. Modern stress is constant, low-grade, relentless. You are not running for 10 minutes, you are stressed for 16 hours a day. This creates the cortisol trap. Cortisol never drops to baseline. Your liver keeps releasing glucose, preparing for a fight that never happens. When glucose isn't burned, insulin steps in, and insulin stores energy. High cortisol plus high insulin leaves only one option: store fat deep in the abdomen. This is not simple weight gain, it is biological reprogramming. Stress steals pregnenolone, the raw material for testosterone and estrogen. Sex hormones crash, muscle breaks down. This creates the skinny fat body. Thin arms, thin legs, a hard belly. Muscle tissue is converted into glucose and redeposited as fat around organs. Stress also releases neuropeptide Y, driving carbohydrate cravings. This is not weak willpower, it is ancient biology. So starvation fails, endless cardio fails, they only confirm danger. To burn visceral fat, you must signal safety. Chronic cardio mimics a long hunt and keeps cortisol elevated. Walking does the opposite. Walking lowers cortisol without triggering alarm. It tells the brain you are not trapped, you are moving, you are safe. But safety alone is not enough. You must protect muscle. Heavy resistance training sends a powerful anabolic signal, raising testosterone and growth hormone. Muscle absorbs glucose so it doesn't end up in your belly. Cortisol follows a circadian rhythm, high in the morning and low at night. But modern habits reverse this. Protein in the morning sets metabolic direction, while carbs at night raise serotonin, convert to melatonin, and lower nighttime cortisol. Sleep is not optional. One bad night can reduce insulin sensitivity by 40%. Sleep deprivation signals injury to the brain, causing cortisol to rise automatically the next day. This creates the tired but wired state. Sleep hygiene is metabolic strategy. Stress burns through magnesium first, and low magnesium amplifies cortisol responses. Magnesium and adaptogens like ashwagandha or rhodiola lower baseline cortisol. Cold exposure trains stress recovery, lowering baseline stress over time while activating brown fat that burns energy to create heat. Finally, perception matters. The brain does not separate physical danger from psychological worry. If life feels like an emergency, your chemistry reflects it. Deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve and activates the parasympathetic system, the only state where fat is released. Visceral fat is not conquered by force, it is released through trust. When the alarm shuts off, fat lets go. You don't just lose weight, you reset your hormonal baseline. And when the alarm goes silent, the fortress of visceral fat collapses, not because you fought harder, but because your body no longer feels afraid.